Hello, everybody, and
Hello,
welcome to
hello.
Smoke. Of course, I got my co-host over here, Mr. Michael Cole, and we have a fantastic guest for you guys tonight. And I know I'm blinking in kind of like a ghost, but Miss Gwen Johns, she is a medic turned paranormal investigator. She's a producer for All Access TV, and
Mhm.
I mean, just a fantastic person. One of our guests at Deep South Fair
Thank
Comic
you.
Con, and so everybody, welcome Miss Gwen Johns to the show. Gwen, how you doing?
Glad to have you tonight.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I've been excited. That's one of my guys, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. It's nice to have her. We are. I tell you, I was talking to somebody today, and I was like, you know what? Deep South is coming up. And they're like, you're going to other stuff too, and I'm like, yeah, but you guys got to understand. When we go to Deep South, it's like a family reunion. So you look forward to it all year. And then you
Yeah.
find
Right.
out, oh, they got this new stuff and they got this. And oh my goodness, they're having this. And yet it's something every day I learn more. And I'm like, I'm excited. Very
It
excited.
evolves every year, and it's getting to that point to where it's starting to get a little scary. It's taking on a persona of itself, I guess, or an identity of its own. That's what I'm looking for. And
Right.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, it's yeah, people. When we started doing all this, I never thought that it would evolve into something to where I burned up 3 batteries on my phone today on the phone talking to people. Okay, and Teresa was the same way. And I've been dealing with airports all day and booking
Mm-hmm.
flights and things like that. And anybody that goes into putting on one of these Paracons and takes it lightly, they might want to step back and take a look.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
mean, sure, it's great, and we love it. Meeting all the new people, of course, having you guys to come back, and
Of course.
and I mean, it's just awesome. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When everything is said and done, and um, we Teresa and I try to take a little bit of a break, maybe a week or two.
Right.
But last year we added another event, and it's the Medieval Pay Fest,
Yes.
and it's only 6 months away. And so we immediately go into working extra on it. We're working on both of them now, and I'm working on next year's con. So yeah, anybody that wants to jump into one of these, y'all just call me. I'll tell you all the ups and downs for
And it
sure.
seems like we just finished last year's con last week.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it just seemed like it was just over with.
yeah. My feet still hurt from last year.
Hey,
Okay,
Richard.
but so all right, we'll get more a little bit later. Get more on back on the con. I want to know some stuff about Gwen. Okay,
What would you like to know?
all right. So Gwen, how long were you a medic? I've been. I really don't know that information. I knew you were a medic, but I didn't know how long.
Right. Right. We talked about it. You guys, I am sorry. It is very warm here. And I have a cold cloth that has ice on it, and it's cold. So, okay, I started. First of all, I worked in the hospital. I worked in the NICU, which is the neonatal intensive care unit. I worked on pediatrics, and I worked in the ER. Well, of course, when you're in the ER, you get the patients from the ambulance, EMS, as we call it, emergency medical services. And a friend of mine who was paramedic said, "Hey, Gwen, you do all this. Why don't you come ride with us?" And that's all she wrote. Next thing I know, I'm in an EMT class. Now, in South Carolina, you start out at a basic level, your basic EMT,
Yeah.
and then you go to intermediate, and then you go to medic school.
Right.
And that's an adventure in itself because you're working 24-hour shifts, going to medic school, reading 300 plus pages a day. It was interesting, but I did good. It was like I just fell into it. I loved it, and I did it from early 90s to probably, I'm trying to remember the last year that I did it, 18 or 19. So I did it for 20, I say around 20 years because I can never keep up with the exact date. So let's just go with I did it for about 20 years. Um, But I've been in the medical field longer than that, and I tell you, I loved it, miss it, but I got hurt, and I couldn't go back. I miss it every day. I do, and I still get that little blip if I was on a monitor. If I hear the sirens, blip, just that minute. So, but yeah. So let's say 20 years.
Awesome. Awesome. And I was in that same field.
Mm-hmm.
I know being 20, and I was 26 years in that field, and being that long in something like that with that intensity, that I mean, that is an amazing thing. And,
it is, and it is. Are you still hypervigilant, as they call it, with everything, or have you dulled? Some people dull.
No.
I have never dulled. No,
not me. No,
I haven't either.
Crazy.
That's what I know. When I first saw Stan, I was like, he's not one of my ghosty people. He's one of my ghosty people, and he's one of my other people, because you can see it. You can see the people that are actually paying attention, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah. Well, that's key. I mean, when you roll up on a scene of an accident or a disaster or something like that, you go into a different mode, and you stay there. And, you might recognize what else is going about, but you have one objective. And, well, I say one, there's multiple objectives.
Right.
But you're concentrated on that and your assessments, and you got multiple patients, and, it gets up here, and you have to able to. Yeah, you have to be attentive as possible.
And so, I used to tell people, you watch these shows and people run up on the scenes. The first thing I would teach somebody, if I taught a class, or I trained a lot of the people in, especially my last, say, half I worked there, I would get the new folks. And then they would choose what shift they were going on. Sometimes they would be on our shift, but I would tell them, first thing, if you ever run, you're going home. Never run.
That's right.
Because you're not paying attention. And when you get the call, don't run to the truck. Walk briskly with purpose. I know, and that sounds odd, but if you're military, if you're law enforcement, if you're emergency, if you're anything like that, if you've ever done fire department, anything, you don't, because you have to pay attention to everything.
Sure.
You just do, and then you get in that mode and you don't drop it, and you have to watch out for your partners. Yeah. You do, and I used to work 24-hour shifts. And that was a big deal. Yeah.
When I jumped up to being an engineer, I get out my fire truck. I wasn't in a panic mode or anything like that. My first thing is to step to the side, and I take a scan of everything that's going on, because sometimes you don't want to just start throwing water pipes around, and stuff like that. And you get these rookies that come running. Nope, stop right there. Stop right there, because you're going to get yourself hurt or somebody. And so, yeah, I get it. And, I graduated up, and I call it that, graduated up to second lieutenant. And I went from working 24-hour shifts to 48-hour shifts. And,
yeah.
But I was also a hazardous materials technician at the same time.
At a time for a couple of years, I did the fire department stuff. So the hours is split, but how can I put this? I worked in multiple counties at one time. And then I went to one bigger county, is the only way I know to put it. And then I worked part-time at different ones, which is what a lot of people do in this, because we need extra money. We don't make a whole lot of money. If you think we do, well, sorry, we don't. But yeah, I trained fire department, and I did the hazmat thing, and I did I was actually the CDC officer for 2 of the counties, and we always were training. That's what people don't get. Oh, y'all just sit and watch TV. No.
Oh, no.
Trust me. I hate it when people say that. I'm like, no.
You got to restock the ambulances. You got to clean the ambulances. You got to wash the fire trucks. You got to do upgrades on the fire truck. Stack hose, wash hose. Yeah, no.
Yep. Is your oxygen full? Is your medication right? Do you have everything? And God forbid somebody break into your medication box while you're on a scene. I've had that happen, and that was a big deal. Or God forbid, you have like a bad accident and you have to clean the truck and it takes forever and you have to switch trucks and get somebody else to come in. I mean, I've had that happen because it was so bad. And hey, Ben, and
Hey,
yeah,
Ben.
people don't realize. I enjoyed what I did. I gave up the fire, and I will tell you why. I went to a mobile home fire and I fell through the floor. And I promised myself if I got out of that floor, because we couldn't get me out because it was something with the underpinning, part brick, part something. And I didn't think I was going to make it out. And I promised myself that day, I was like, look, I will run in and I will get a patient. I will, yes, but will I ever be another full fire shift? No. And I never did. I would, help out, do whatever I need to do, whatever, but I never full-time had another full-time shift. So that was my thing. Because I had 2 little kids and yeah. And I mean, I liked it, but I was like, no, I almost didn't come out of there because it was stuck. We were stuck. It was not just me, it was somebody else too. And they took a sabbatical for about a year. I went back to the ambulance and did my thing, but like I said, it would just, I guess it wasn't meant to be, but I stayed on the ambulance for, like I said, a long time and I loved it. But I do miss it, man. I miss it. But I know I can't do it. You don't do it anymore, do you? Like at all? You're not able to, are you? You do?
No, I'm not.
No, are you still doing it? Oh,
no.
Okay.
No, I
Okay.
can't do. First off, I can't breathe. I have COPD and the beginnings of emphysema, and
Yeah.
my voice is really like this most of the time now. It didn't used to be this way, but I wish I could do it again, but I'm just not able to. And I didn't really, when I first got into it, I didn't really want to do the medical side. It was just something that came with it. And I wanted to be the firefighter. And so, but I too fell. And I fell 46 feet.
Mm.
And I completely understand, 9.5 months in a wheelchair and 13 months learning how to walk again. That kind of slows somebody down.
Definitely.
So,
it's a miracle that you made it, Stan, but you're here, man. You're here for a reason, so that's okay.
Oh yeah. I was even an arson investigator for the county that I worked in there for a little while because the person that was there, and they promoted me to this because I was up for promotion, and but the guy got shot, and so they put me there, and so I got to see the law enforcement side of that as well, and being on that nozzle is my game. All the rest of it they can have. So, but when you get, and one of the reasons I didn't want to do the medical anymore, we had a motel fire, and they had a daycare in the middle of the motel, and the fire was actually above and below, and the motel collapsed, and our objective was to get the kids out, and the daycare had over 100 children in it, and I myself toted 13 children down 9 flights of stairs. And whenever you experience something like that and fatalities in something like that, that's where my PTSD comes from, that and some pretty serious automobile accidents. But I've seen some strange stuff, even military wise, but some of the EMS calls and stuff, that was hideous. And my hat's off to anybody that does that. And that's why at Deep South, first responders, fire, police, all of them, they get in free.
Right.
And
I love that. I love that because so many people don't recognize everybody, and that's crazy to me. So, and you guys do, so that's great. But yeah, I have PTSD myself, and I'll just say that I've been to some scenes that a couple of them weren't cleared like they said they were, and things happened, and the fall too. That's a thing. But stuff happens, and you know what? I make it through, and I found a way to do stuff. And, that's when funny enough, when I was still in the hospital years ago, even when I was a child, I could see stuff and hear stuff, and I would like ignore it. Or if I would slip up and tell my partner, oh, and then I would realize that I had slipped up and said it, and I would kind of like just not say anything. And they would be, some people like, you're just crazy. You are absolutely crazy. So, yeah,
So-
I learned to shut up.
So that was kind of some of the startings of your paranormal side, right? I mean, you see it kind of a seer.
Yeah, well, when you walk into, I'll be real with you. I had stuff happen when I was little and during teenage years when I was older, but I think I used to kind of, oh, it's an old house, or, oh, I didn't see that. You know how you do. You know how you do. 'Cause I didn't
Mind
have
playing tricks.
Yeah, I did that. And plus, when I was little, my mom, an incident happened, and my mom told me, and I have a Southern mother, as you can tell by my accent. She put her finger in my face and said, "You never tell anybody." And when that stuck with me, So I would slip up occasionally, but it's nothing like going into a scene and you see the person there and they're deceased, and then you see them their spirit sitting next to themselves, and and they're going, "Am I dead?" And your partner's sitting there looking at you, and you're doing your thing, and you're doing like this, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm going, "Oh, I just, just whatever." And I'm trying not to say anything. And finally, I just say, "Yes, you are." And he's looking at me like, "What in the world?" So finally, he quit asking. That one partner, he just quit asking. He did not want to know. He had no idea, and he did not want to know. And and then I finally accepted it years later. And I wish I had accepted it more back then and just was myself. And because, there's people that need to know things. People don't know they died. And that was heart-wrenching sometimes. And I would send my partner to the car, or not the car, but the ambulance to get something and, talk to them and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I knew back then, but I kind of just shooed it away. But I feel better now that I just say, hey, this is what's up. This is who I am. This is what I believe. This is what I know. I feel much better. I do.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Do you feel better now that everybody knows?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get called crazy all the time.
Yeah, that's my call mark. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's me. And, but I don't have a psychic bone in my body. I don't, I'm not one of those impressions people or anything. I was stuck in reality, so thank goodness I never seen any of the aftermath, if you will, of some of those fatalities and stuff, having to explain to them that they passed and stuff, or, they were this. And because I dealt with a lot of children. And
yes,
so I'm glad that I wasn't open enough to see that. And so.
But I do know that Stan doesn't tell everybody, but I know he's very sensitive to things. So
yes, he is. He just don't admit it. You're right.
He won't say anything. I know he's sensitive to stuff. And I have to ask you a question, and you're going to love this. And for you guys that were at the Paracon, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, so my brain's a little squirrely right now with stuff. But one of the years we were standing, myself and my friend Brent, he comes with us. You guys know him. We call him Beats, Richard. We call him Beats. That's Richard's nickname for him. We were standing at what I call the canteen, where we were standing there and you guys have the drinks and the hot dogs and all that good, yummy that stuff that's bad for me. And me and Brent were sitting there, and there was a sign, and it was leaning against the wall or something, and it was like this. And I was talking about something, and I heard my spirit guide say something, and I ignored him. And Brent's standing next to me, and the sign goes wham. Brent looks at me. He's like, "I'm not hungry anymore."
Right.
That'll do it.
Standing there, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how those things will affect people,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have a whole bunch of things that happen in the background, especially our first year at Ozark at the Civic Center there. and we had a lot of things moved by themselves, and things. And I remember one lady. She was walking through the vendors and stuff like that, and I had just come down from up top, and they had the doll. No, no, no.
Our doll?
No, no. The Fox family had their doll over there, and then I was just kind of coming around, and I slowed down and stopped and was looking at the doll, and this lady comes over and she pulls on my sleeve and she says, "Are you Stan?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?" And she just kind of leaned over. She says, "Don't think I'm crazy, but I just seen a chair move." And I'm thinking, okay, yeah. I said, "Tell you what, go show me where the chair moved." And so I went over, and I'm taking her at her word. I don't doubt it at all, since we're paranormal investigators.
Not with all of us.
No, I mean there was a lot of paranormal people in there, and there was a lot of energy, and she was like, "Is this place really haunted?" And I said, "I'm guessing so, or it came with one of these guests." I said, "What you need to do is go and talk to these guests and find out." I said, "Because they can answer your question." And so that's when she started going to each one of the paranormal people and stuff like that. I think she even spoke to Lee Triana, and I'm like, "So that's exactly what you need to do." And she says, "Well, thank you so much."
Exactly.
I didn't really do anything.
And we always bring the haunted. I call it the haunted museum. I can't remember what we actually called it, but the little thing. And this year it's going to be a little better. We're going to make it a little spookier looking, but and we have the doll that comes with us that showed herself going to Savannah. You guys have heard that story, but I like that doll. I have a connection with that doll because usually if you see Lee Triana, you see Matt, you see me. Thank goodness Blaine's back this year. You guys, if you don't know, and most people do, Blaine made it through cancer for the second time.
Yep.
That's awesome.
He's still with us, and he's getting stronger every day. He gets booked in the May day, and I'm talking about Blaine. I know it's not his show, but
no,
I'm proud. Yeah, proud friend. But yeah, we have not just us. I mean, that's just us. But the Fox family, I know they usually bring things. I can't remember everything they bring, but I know they bring things. Other people bring things. There's vendor. Man, I'm telling you, if you can come to Ozark, or not Ozark, Enterprise this year, I'm so used to saying it. It's going to be good. I've seen the pictures of the building, and I looked at it on Google Maps or Google Earth, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be very cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The interior of this building is really elegant, especially compared to where, and there's carpet, padded seats, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be great. And we've got a lot of things lined up. Of course, the vendors and you guys, the guests, you coming in, that's one of the things that makes everything great. And in fact, I was on the phone with Robert Mukes whenever I was trying to get logged in. And, we're finalizing his plane and everything. And we got all the motels and set up. And so, but I say.
Yeah, Teresa messaged me today about that. So I was like, I wish I'd have known I could maybe help you guys with something. Everybody knows I travel a good bit sometimes, and I have a knack of finding good flights and that kind of thing. So I was like, well, maybe I don't know what you guys do, but you probably have a system which works. So that's great. I hope you got everything settled, and I hope the flights are cheaper. When I flew about a month ago, those things were high. I mean, high. Oof.
Well,
yeah.
They're running anywhere from $4 to $5.70, that type of thing. Round trip. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it depends on where they're coming from. Yeah.
Well,
what is it? Is it Robert Mukes?
Yeah, he's coming. He's flying out of LAX, and
that's expensive.
Yeah, and so, but I think we're gonna fly him into Panama City. And I'm gonna run down and pick him up, and some of those flights are a little bit cheaper. And
good.
Robert's actually helping us out because he's so long, he needs leg room and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he's booking his stuff, and then we're going to pay for it. And so he's one of those. I wish all the guests that I've ever dealt with were like you and Lee and Robert and Keith and Ken, but you can't always have your cake and eat it too. That type of
No.
thing. So, but
And then
What-
and Teresa know that if you call us and say, "Hey, can you help us?"
oh yeah,
I'll
Oh,
do
yeah,
everything I can. I know I'm a little bit of ways, but if you really called me and said, "Gwen, can you come down?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm coming."
We just need to buy our own plane so we can go pick
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
just
up.
load it up.
I'm gonna let Michael fly it.
That's right.
Well,
I'll
Mac can
figure it
fly
out.
too. Yeah,
That's
Mac
right.
can fly too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've flown helicopters, but not an airplane. Okay, so
Not air-
not airplane. No, I've been on
Yeah.
a bunch of them, jumped out of a bunch of them, and
No, thank you.
Oh, I love it. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I am. I love racing. I love anything fast, anything. I'm repelling. I
y'all.
used to love that. So I
Yeah.
miss that. I miss
I
that
just
kind of
can't see jumping out of a perfectly good plane.
Well, rappel from a helicopter into a jungle that's dark. You can't see anything, and people shooting at you. Try that one.
I
No,
have not
thank you.
done that. Yeah. I have
So,
not done that. I repelled out of a helicopter onto snow and skied, but that was interesting. But no, haven't done the jungle or anything like that.
I wish it were snow.
I'm telling you right now,
Yes.
we fussed about the snow and we joked about it, and I even made a little AI thing that everybody in the world I think saw that basically told my northern friends to come get your weather. I would love to have that snow back by now. Thank you very much, because I am dying here. I'm melting.
Yep. You tell the people in Miami to come get. They left something up here when they came. So
Yeah, it
Yep.
snuck out. Yep, and
Yeah.
it's wreaking havoc. I tell you, it has been. You guys, I'm not joking. For those of you who are not around here, I'm telling you right now. I live in South Carolina, kind of upstate. I know that doesn't make sense, but if you look at the state and you split it in half, I'm just above. And I live right near the lake, and I kid you not, the last 2 days it's been 94, 95, and it's felt like 107, 108. And being that I have a little air issue, it's hot in here. It's like 90 degrees in my house. And it's starting to cool off, thank goodness. But I was like, Stan, can you hear my AC? And he's like, I'm like, but I did turn the fan off because I looked like I was at the beach with the hair flying.
I saw a chicken lay a scrambled egg earlier.
I do not doubt it.
Well, I'm from the beach on the North Carolina coast. Okay, and
Yep.
I took Teresa on a vacation there one time. First time she'd ever been there. I told her this is in June, late June. I said, okay, you need to pack a windbreaker. So, why? It's middle of the summer. And I'm like, you need to pack your little jacket.
Yeah.
And so she did. And we
Oh,
get
she
out
did?
on the pier. Yeah. We get out on the pier, and it was like 100 degrees or 105 degrees that day. And we were at Fort Anderson.
Hmm.
And we had gone over, rode the ferry over to the beach, and got out on the pier. Well, the sun started going down, and the wind picked up out of the north.
Hmm.
And then she looked at me. She says, "Oh my God, it's cold." I said, "Yep, I told you." I said,
Yeah.
"Where's your jacket?" She says, "In the motel room." I said, "So, yeah, that's not a good place for it." So it got down to like 44 or something,
Uh-huh.
and
And it gets
So it-
cold quick on the piers like that.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she tells me I'm a Yankee, I'm from the north and stuff, and I'm like, no, we get cool, but we don't get like that. But on the beach, the conditions change.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, you can wait every 10 minutes and something's different. So sometimes it doesn't get cool at night. Sometimes if you got a high pressure out there, and it starts pushing moisture towards the thing, the humidity goes up and the temperature might drop, but it doesn't feel like it,
Right.
So yeah. But
Well, that was like
I get
we went to an event that Teresa and Stan and some other folks, and I can't remember who all did it. I just remember that you guys were part of it. And we went to the USS North Carolina in Wilmington, which is where you're from, right? Wilmington?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was us. Yeah.
Yep. I remember it was you guys, and I loved it, and I want to go back. And I'll have to, I don't want to say it on here because I don't like everybody to know, but I had a very significant thing happen on that boat. And I may have told you about it before. Or that ship, boat, which one is it? Boat, ship? Help me, Stan.
A boat.
Okay.
A lot of friends called it a boat. Yeah.
You know how sailors are. They're like, you called it a boat. Yeah. Yeah. But it was, honestly, it was great. And then this, about a month ago, when I flew back from Wisconsin and Illinois, and I got called at the airport, and I went and I flew into Myrtle Beach. My friend lives down there, and we went and investigated the Bellamy Mansion, I call it.
Yeah.
It was, I don't like doing it with a group, especially a group that I don't know. I'm weird like that. But when we had our free time, I guess it was, there's my girl Lee. That's my sissy right there. It was fun. It was fun, but it was a beautiful place. The guy, I met him. Hopefully we'll have him on one of the podcasts. I'll give him your number too. You might even know him. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful place, and I would love to do an event like with people that I know, because it was interesting. And I have questions because you grab something when you have that little bit of free time, and then you like have questions because you don't know the whole deal. But it was very nice. It was beautiful home. I like the historic thing, but yeah, those two things in Wilmington are neat. But I want to go to your what's your event coming up? You told me earlier. Is it the
Medieval Faith Fest?
Yes. I want to go to that too. So Lee, I know you're listening. We need to go to their Faith Fest. Okay.
Yeah. It's 3 days. 13, 14, and 15. Is that right, Teresa? You're still listening? And it's in Marianna, Florida, at the Ag Center, Jackson County Ag Center. And last year, it was phenomenal. We had well over 700 people come through there. And
see, I want to go so bad. I really do. I didn't realize. I knew you guys were connected with it, but I didn't know you guys actually did it. I guess at that time of year, last year, I was doing a lot of stuff. I was on the road a lot last year after your event, actually, in Deep South. And yeah, I want to go. So Lee, pack your bags, babe. We're going to Florida.
I'm actually working on some things in Wilmington, the battleship being one of them. So that's coming up next year. And so it's going to be good. And things always change on that ship. When I was a little kid, I ran from top to bottom of that thing. My aunt worked there, and
that's cool.
I spent many nights, 12 o'clock at night, running up and down that thing. And I talked to about every spirit that I could conjure up, I guess you would say, but or at least I thought was there in the galley and stuff like that. It's a pretty exciting place.
Right.
I plan on going this time.
It's Michael. It's a phenomenal place, and if you look up on the history of that ship, it was it was involved in every major battle in World War II, and so yeah, it was amazing. And,
it was, and they have now. I'm gonna say this wrong. Somebody's gonna yell at me, but in the near the galley, but like if you come out of the galley, you went. I want to say a couple rooms over, but I'm not going to say it right. There was a room that had a lot of plaques for different ships, different soldiers, different things.
Yeah.
And what's
that
that
was
called?
The memorial room. That was the memorial room.
Okay, yeah. That room was interesting because just me and the little group that I was, came with, we got some interesting stuff there and that kind of. But it was very. I don't know. I love the whole thing. Of course, I like the medical part because I was medical. That's just the thing. We went way down and we were melting like we are now. It was hot, but it was worth it. Yep, it was worth it. And you had to watch your knees. And I'm short, so I didn't have to watch my head, but I had to watch your knees. Yeah.
I have to watch
but
my
it was
head.
fun. I would go back. Yeah, you would have to watch your head, but I'm short, so I don't have to worry about that. I would love, if you guys go, always get in touch with us because I would love to go back. That would be great.
did you guys go into where the torpedo hit
Yes.
the
Yes.
big shower and area that was in?
We did.
I was when I was with the fire department, I learned how to dive, and some of those areas is where we were doing some insane rescue,
Ooh.
and we were training, and we got to actually dive next to the battleship because now if you'll note, hey Blaine, you'll notice Cape Fear River runs all the time through there. Okay, well, they dredged that out so they could bring that battleship, and of course, they got all kinds of war type ships that come through there, carriers and things like that.
Right.
But it headed over to Sunny Point, and that's an ammunitions deployment area. And so that water just totally runs. So the fire department got us over there doing what they call sludge rescue. And where the battleship sits, it was 60 feet or something like that. And if you go all the way to the bottom, you could see where the battleship itself is setting in the mud.
Oh, wow.
And there's an area at the bottom, there's a hole probably the size of a Volkswagen. And I don't know if it's rusted there or whatever the case may be. But that's why if you go actually into the engine room, you can only go down the stairwell so far till you come to water.
Right.
And we were the very first time that we went there, we were down there, and you could literally sound like people banging wrenches against stuff.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking, well, because it's still two flights of stairs, well, under the water.
Yeah.
But you could hear the clang, 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 and you could almost hear the guys, the men that were just talking down there like they were preparing things or getting ready to go do this and that. So that is what drew me to the battleship. And when I was a kid, I heard those very same things, and it was like people were talking to me when I was on the ship. And I'd be running around, and I literally heard people calling me down. Hey, quit running. That type of thing. There was nobody there but me. And, because it was after, there's a whole lot more touring going on now than was then. But there was nobody but, I think there was a couple of maintenance guys and stuff like that. But they went anywhere. They were somewhere in the ship. And so this time, we'll try to see if we can't get access to the brig.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's like way at the aft of the ship, and so it's going to be, if I can get all this set up, and that's kind of it right now. I got so much on my plate, it's kind of hard to chew up stuff. But that's some of the stuff I'm working towards. And
Choo-choo, we'll go. You count us in. Because I loved it. That was a great experience. I'll be real with you. It really was. And we got to play on the beach a little bit that day too. And so that was good. That was really good. And you know what? I think it was our last major trip with Mom, Lee's mom, who was my second mom. Yep. And she had a good time. She got to go to the beach and come to the boat for a while. And Lee took her back to the room, and she got tired with the fur babies. And yep. So that's what we remember. It was a really good trip.
Oh yeah. But, and I got to talk to her. We talked probably 20, 30 minutes there in the area where we were all set up. And beautiful lady.
Sweet lady.
Oh yeah. And we miss her at the con. We do.
Yeah.
And, but things happen sometimes, and we have to accept things as they are. But
and she's still with us every day.
Absolutely. And I know Lee was talking about that when she was on the show, and so we're still blessed with those people, like my dad. He still pokes at me sometimes. Hey, stupid, what you doing? He don't say that, but that's what I feel like. Don't do that. That's stupid. And my mom's the same way. Sometimes I hear her whispering in my ear. And
Well,
You
I'll
know,
tell
that
this,
kind
and Lee may kill me, but Mom, and like I said, I was really close to her, and we still, and I don't want to cry, but it's still rough. But you guys gave a flower that year, and no, what was it? It wasn't a flower but it was like was it a bush or a tree? I can't remember what it was. But when we went the year, after she died, and that was just
I forget
awesome.
what it was.
That was beautiful. And Lee still has it. It's on her porch. Or it was on her porch. She may have set it out. I can't remember. I'll be real with you. They have a lot of plants, and I have a black thumb, so I leave them alone so they'll live. But yeah, you guys doing that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
Well, I mean, when someone like that touches your heart, you have to reach out.
Oh yeah.
But she definitely touched ours.
She did. No, she didn't meet a stranger. Not really. I mean, she would sit back and look at you a little bit, but everybody loved her, and she was a mess. She was an absolute mess.
I agree with sitting back and looking at some of them. Like,
she'll look at you like, and I would be like, "What'd I do?" Like, "Yes, ma'am." Yeah. Even Blaine with his big self, he'd be like, "Yes, ma'am." Don't you? He would. He's probably laughing right now. Hopefully, Lee is too. If you ever met her, you were blessed because she was a very, very sweet lady. And she could only Lee, Blaine, and Matt, but we loved her.
That was her job, wasn't it? I mean, that's what she was supposed to do. Keep y'all straight.
Keep them in line.
And right. She still does. I'm not joking. She leaves an item. She leaves an item for me and Lee. And she may have left it for Blaine, I'm not sure, or Matt, but especially the girls. She'll leave something, and you'll know it's her because it's something that she had. I don't want to say what it is because it's like a special thing, but Lee knows what I'm talking about. I know Blaine does too. You guys may, but she does. She still leaves it around, and she's here, especially when, like, I had shoulder surgery 8 weeks ago, and I was in such pain a couple of days, and I could just feel her here with me because I was just miserable, and I could just feel it, and I would calm down a little bit and relax a little bit, but I don't know, it's that energy. You feel her around you sometimes, and it's her. It's a blessing. All right, see what's Todd say.
Let's see, I'll put it up because I can't see that. Says, hey guys,
I'm struggling. I don't have my glasses.
Says Todd, you know the story I tell at the old Cahaba about Anna Marie Crocheron talks about how she told her father through the medium that our loved ones that went before us are watching over us and taking care of us. So what you're describing is nature's natural. Yeah, absolutely, Todd. I totally agree. Y'all, Todd is a fantastic guy. And
have I met Todd? Todd, have I met you at one of the...
I don't think so. He's planning on coming to the con this year. Cool. But he's one of the guys that helps us out at Old Cahaba for the Haunted History Tour. Okay. And I'm trying to get him and his family to come up to the con. I told him I'd give them some free tickets and they could come in. But Todd and his family are fantastic people, and he is a historian, and I mean he just knows a lot, and he also does radio, and so. Yeah, he and I, we've been discussing some things, and we got some good things coming. And but yeah, I mean it's amazing what Todd and things that when we go to Cahaba, we are so wrapped up in the history, and I don't even think about I got to go home and blah blah blah. I'm just home basically, and so it's just amazing. And since y'all are too nice, but we're planning on being there, so we'll talk about that soon. Yes, sir.
It's like when you go through the gates coming in, it's just like you're home, and you can feel all the history there, just ready to embrace you.
I love that.
It's a beautiful place, and all the staff and everything that's there. Miss Derry, she's the old the lady that ran the place prior to Mr. Henry that's there now. All of them are beautiful people, and Mr. Henry, he's just a great archaeologist, and he knows how to run those places just like Miss Derry did. And Cahaba is very blessed to have them, to interact with the people. And they just had a open archaeological day, I think. But we're so blessed, Web Paranormal, to be able to go and help them with the haunted history tour. And for those 2 weekends in a row, we live and breathe Cahaba.
That's great.
Yep.
And it's just amazing. And hi Jeff. Blaine, he's been to Cahaba with us, and so it's just a beautiful place. And this year when we go, I'm going to be doing kind of like a documentary type thing, and I got to get with Mr. Henry and stuff, and I'm going to include Todd and stuff like that. So it's going to be kind of a thing, just something to promote Cahaba, and get it out there where people can go and see this town. And, so it's beautiful, absolutely.
Is it pretty close to you guys?
Yeah, well, it's Michael, about 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, give or take.
2.5. And it's it's right west of Selma, I think it is.
Okay.
And it's kind of middle of this. It's not too far from Auburn and places like that. So
right.
What about 30 minutes from Selma? 20 minutes, somewhere around there? 15, 20, 30?
Yeah.
Just outside Selma. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we just love the place. And we have been we've been doing this for years. And I don't know if you remember Nathan Levan.
I know the name.
Blaine knows him. In fact, him and Blaine had a radio show there for a while.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah. But Nathan passed away from COVID, and Nathan was one of my best friends. And he involved us there and got us going, and for years we've been going over there helping out. And Todd, I miss Nathan too. And I tell you, this is weird. Every time I go to Cahaba, and because we deal with several, I don't know how many hundreds of people go through there, but on the haunted history tour, we got big, huge groups that we basically teach them how to investigate, briefly.
Good.
And
that's cool.
But I'm like, all right, Nathan, you got to help me out on this one, brother. And because they get into asking some tough questions and things like that, and I can answer them, but I'm like, all right, Nathan, you know more about this subject than I do. You got to help me out, buddy. And
he's like, move over, Stan. I got this.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like I feel a tug or a sensation. I'm like, all right, brother. It's like he's saying, calm down. You got this.
Yeah.
And so I get a little stage frighty sometimes whenever they come across, but most of the time I can deal with it. And,
that's good. And you're sensitive. You will never admit it, but you are sensitive. I've seen it myself.
Yes, he is.
Look at him. Yeah, he is. He is.
Well, it's. I guess it comes with the woodwork. But so, what are you getting ready to do? Is there anything special that's before Deep South that you're doing?
Oh wow, yeah. Well, let me say that Thomas Gormley, or Thomas Patrick Gormley on our network, he has a convention called the CT Paracon, the Connecticut Paracon. His thing is coming up July 11th. We're going to do a little explanation of that, and some of the guests are going to pop on tomorrow night at 8 Eastern. I'm hoping that I might get to pop in, but I don't think I'm going to get to Connecticut this year. I wish I could. But after that, we are going to Gettysburg, Battlefield Bash. And then we are going to New Orleans Paracon, which is the first year. So that's going to be interesting. And we've got some big names coming there and some great people. And, of course, our little group, who everybody knows. It's myself and, of course, Lee Triana Brown and Matt Brown and Blaine Rohan. You see one of us at these things, and most of the time you see at least 2 or 3 of us, so we try to come together as a group. I laughingly, somebody told me this one time, it was a kid, and they're like, y'all roll deep, and I'm like, okay, we do, yeah, we do, because our little the Durango, we had it was Matt, Lee, myself, our friend Brent, and Casey, and then the 2 dogs, and they're like, y'all roll deep, and I just couldn't help it but to laugh, because it was, I'm like, well, yeah, I guess so. They didn't know about the haunted stuff in the back, so they but yeah, we've got all that, and then we've got Deep South, and that's like 3 weekends in a row, and we look forward to all of it. But like I said, and people, I know people say this all the time, it's not just me, but it feels like a family reunion because we're gearing up to go see you guys, and we go, and it's just so much energy, and wherever we are, outside, inside. I've got pictures that I actually need to show you guys if I can find them of when we were in the Civic Center. Up on the top, I was taking pictures with these people, like selfies, or having somebody take. And if you look up, and you can see things in there. So I'm curious about the new building because it is very close to the military base and that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering. I'm just curious, very curious. And I can't remember where we're staying, but
it's the Hampton Inn.
It is
right down the street.
Right down the street. Oh, well, that's cool too. Those details kind of, that's the lead thing. So most of the time, that's the lead thing. But yeah, we're gonna roll up in there, and you guys gonna have the haunted museum. Lee will have her books, and Blaine will have his books. He's got 2 now. He just released one. He got it, unboxed it today.
I've seen it.
I'm gonna try to get me one of those this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got blessed and got to read it before he released it. And I would sit here, and sometimes I would have tears, and sometimes I would be actually about to fall out of the chair. You guys, I mean, he told a story about when we were up in Wilmington, and we were sitting out there the night before. We were there was a pool, and then there was a little overhang type thing, and we had a chair out there, and we were doing some stuff. And go read his book, and you can read about that, and it is funny. I'm telling you, it's a good book. Go read it. I'm gonna read back through it because I know he made a few changes, but go read it. Lee's got, I'm gonna get this wrong, I think she's got 10 or 11 books, her and Matt. Just stop by the table, guys. Look for us. Stop by the table. It'll have all access. It'll have Lee Triana Brown. It'll have Family Spirit on it, and then you'll see the haunted museum type thing, and it's fun. It's fun. If you can make it, come. We're going to be giving away tickets on our shows and stuff too, up until, I think, hopefully we will have enough to, go up until, because I'm gonna go live some and try to give one here and one there away. I know some folks that really want them, and I'm like, well, you're just gonna have to watch and get you one. So,
That's right.
And I know you guys are giving away stuff too. And but there's so much, not just us, but there's so much to come see that just come out. And I'm now I have to tell you something. I was on Ben Bracken's show last week?
Yeah, Thursday night.
Thursday night. And I was like,
chaos.
there you go. And I was like, okay, I want to dress up and I need a costume. So I need an idea. And I was like, Celtic witch. And then I was like, oh, a Viking. And Michael says, say it, Michael. Do you remember?
Xena, the warrior princess.
So guess what Gwen is coming as?
Awesome. That's cool. Absolutely.
Yep. And hopefully, now Ben said he knew somebody that could 3D print me a sword. That'll be awesome, but I'm going to get my
It's supposed to be the disc.
Yep.
The Xena disc.
That's right. But she has a sword too in some of them. I don't remember everyone, but she does have a little, it's not a full, but yeah. But yes,
like a dagger.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that, because I'm going to try to make it look as good as I can. But yeah, so come out, and I'm going to be dressed up as Xena. I may not have that thing on the whole time, because if it's hot, I don't know how that thing's going to wear.
But the air conditioner in that building works great. So,
good. But you know what? You know me. I'm going to roam. That's what I do. I'll help out at the table, and then I'll make a lap, as I call it. People just look at me and go, what? I'm like, yeah, I walk around, and I talk to everybody. And, so, but yes, that is my goal. And that's going to be fun. So if you come, just know there's a cosplay. I can't even tell you what all it is. You have to go on the website, because I get lost in it. But there's so much, and there's so much, and hopefully we're going to have some really good food. And I found out that Michael lives a couple miles from the best steakhouse.
I live 1 mile.
Oh, see,
D&D.
Yes, D&D.
You can smell it at night.
Oh, see, no, that's torture. I'm smelling. Oh, he's going as himself because serial killers. Oh, I get it. Serial killers look like everyone else. Yep.
He's scary enough.
If you guys don't know Blaine, I'm short. I'm like 5'4", but Blaine is, I'm guessing 6'3".
6'3". Yeah, he's around. I'm 6'3", so he's right there at my height.
That's what I was trying to think. I know you're tall, but like poor Teresa, she's short too, so I get it.
Yeah.
No, sorry, vertically challenged, Teresa. Vertically challenged. And hey, Dawn, I saw you there. Hope you're doing better, honey. Dawn had some health issues, and Stan's had health issues, and I've had health issues. And this year we've been falling apart, but you know what? We're getting stronger. We're getting better, and yep. And we're going to D&D Steakhouse, by the way. So.
Oh yeah. Teresa and I was talking about that. Oh, and hey, Web Paranormal Group. I'm glad to see
Yes.
you.
Oh, hey.
I can't see that far.
But yeah, Teresa and I have been talking about it. You know, if we can definitely get turned loose, we're gonna go over to D&D also. And I love a good steak. And since I retired, you know, I don't always get to bring home steaks and things like I did before. And but
that's right.
Yeah, so it's I mean, it's okay, but retirement, that's for people that don't work. I mean,
you're working more now than you did then, Stan.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean, I'll be real with you. I can joke with Stan because he gets the, I appreciate everybody on the network. But we advertise for you guys. You guys advertise for us, and they people are like, what? And I'm like, you don't understand. We love Stan and Teresa. We have shows at the same time, and there's no way to fix that because it's kind of, I'm gonna call it prime time. That's not the right word, but you know what? We watch you guys. I'll be producing a show and I'm paying attention, but I'm also got you on my phone. Even if I don't say anything,
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
That's me.
I'm trying to check it out. Stan will say hey. Teresa will say hey. Michael, he'll say hey. We try to interact with each other, and hopefully, and this is my plan. And I was going to talk to Stan about it, so I'll just put him on the spot. I'm hoping that we can collaborate together and do like a live and maybe talk to some of the folks there. I know we're going to walk around and do it, but I would really love to get at a table and maybe 5 minutes with some of the guests or something, and like we both broadcast it at the same time. I think that would be awesome.
Web Radio Network. We're going to have a table set up there with a laptop and stuff like that, and I get my mixing board and everything set up. I have a couple microphones, and so yeah, I mean that's awesome.
I think we should do that. Yeah, because I mean, you got we have viewers that watch both networks. I'll be real with you, and we love that because you know what? I go back and watch some of them because I can't catch everything, especially if I know you guys are doing something. You're talking about certain things or certain. I mean, I make sure I go back and I just listen to it while I'm working or making this or doing that. You stay busy, but I tell you, I would love to do that. I would love for both of us to just go live with some of the guests and even just people just walking by or cosplaying or something. That would be cool if we could do that.
Now,
I think.
Now I have a production company that's coming that's going to be going around video and everything.
Cool.
And one of my friends set me up on that, and he's going to be there at the con also.
Good.
And, so Mr. Keith Age,
yep,
his production company is going to come and help us out. And, I think the world of Keith. Me and him talked probably here this past week. I think he's been busy because he just did a paranormal investigation, and because he sent me some pictures and stuff. But
I saw him posting something, and I'll be real with you. I see a lot of posts, and I lose track. But he did just do something. I'm gonna say last weekend or the weekend before, maybe.
I think it was last weekend.
I think they finished up some kind of documentary or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, he's going to have a workshop also.
That's right.
The making of bourbon spirits, and that's that. I think it's kind of out there, but I want to so bad come in August. I got some health issues myself, and I'm planning on staying with my granddaughter that weekend. Well, Charles, we wish you could come too. Um,
Yep.
so our door is always open for you, sir. So you just let me know. If you can't come this year, then next year you just let me know, and I'll make sure you got some free tickets.
All right.
There you
Family
go.
comes.
You know what?
Family comes first.
There
That's
you
right.
go. It does. And you know what? He can watch. I will be going live. Lee, Blaine, I know Stan, and then you'll be on your. Yeah, all of us are. You're going to catch some of it because all of us are going to be live here and there. And, you know, if you call in and Mr. Stan, I bet he'd walk you around, let you see everything.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
I bet you would. We had to do that for Blaine last year, and yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna put him up on the big screen at the con, and then he called me and said his wife said no. I think he was having some issues,
Yeah.
and I felt so terrible that I couldn't do that. And but this year my brother's coming back, and so you know he's gonna get over there, and he can't drink, he can't have the sugar. So we're going to get him some Milo's unsweet sweet tea.
Yeah.
So, and you know, it's a diet. You know, I can't have the sugar either, and I've got some things going on also. But
right.
So, you know, that's the type of thing we're going. You know, I try to make sure that all our guests and family, most of our guests are family. You know, are comfortable and things like that. And
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
They also have the little bottles of them, the unsweet tea, because Blaine and Lee and Matt all drink. And I can't remember the name. I don't drink tea. I'm not a true Southerner, I guess. I'm told, but I drink Dr. Pepper.
Wow.
I drink Diet Dr. Pepper. Now back home, I used to drink cheer wine. You ever heard of that?
Yes, I used to drink cheer wine myself a little bit, and moon pies. And we stayed at a hotel in Wilmington that had, as in your room, you walked in and you had, I think it was cheer wine, or was it RC? No, it was RC. But they had a moon pie.
RC cola and a moon pie.
And a moon pie, and they did. Yep.
So, yeah, they. I grew up drinking cheer wine and things like that. That was a big staple. Of course, Pepsi was a big thing in my hometown because that's pretty much where it originated. And my mother was a big Pepsi drinker, and you know, so I love Dr. Pepper, which Dr. Pepper is totally different. You know, it's not a Pepsi thing anymore. It's made by the Dr. Pepper processing.
Well, funny enough, if you go into some stores here, you'll go into one store and it's carried by Coke. You go into another store and it's
bottled by both companies. They got a different. It's a different kind of bottle for each one.
Yep, it definitely is. And when I'm in an airport, I have a hard time finding a Dr. Pepper because you know you can't go in with liquids. You can go in with like a water bottle, but it has to be empty. And so when I get in, what's the first thing I do? Once I get past the security, I go looking for a Dr. Pepper because I know I'm going to need it.
Okay, real quick, I want to give away. I want to give away some tickets. All right.
Yes.
I want to give away 2 sets of tickets. All right. And I have a trivia question. And anybody that can tell me what a 10, 2, and 4 is, I'll give you 2 tickets to Deep South Bear Comic Con for Saturday. What is a 10, 2, and 4? So you can message me after the show. That's fine. Just send a link, a message in with this show, or so. But yeah, anybody can tell me what a 10, 2, and 4 is. So, yeah. I know that's not paranormal or anything, but it's kind of on top of what we were talking about.
It's kind of funny because when you said it, I was like, okay, get it. So, but yeah, even if message them if you don't. I mean, message me if you're on here because it's on my channel too. I have it on mine and my Facebook and my YouTube.
Absolutely.
And we'll get you in touch with Stan. But if you know what it is, just message us. Yep.
And do you know what Sundrop is?
I do. When I go to Wisconsin, it's huge up there. It's huge.
Well, yeah, I just recently found it here.
Really?
At Tate's grocery store over there, and I bought a whole 12 pack. Now back home, Sundrop was a big thing. That was our liquor mixer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you know, we used a lot of that to make PJs. I think they call that Hunch Punch around here, but PJs. And
well, we used to call it PJ juice, or there was something else too, but I can't remember what it was. Like lemon something. I don't know. When you were at the beach, you made a certain kind that had a lot of lemonade in it.
Yep.
But that was easy down there. But yes, so you know what? I had not seen Sundrop in years, like rarely. And then when I went to Wisconsin and I was traveling, you would see it up there everywhere. And I was like, yeah, everywhere. It's weird. It's weird. And you can't find a Dr. Pepper some places. And I had to drink Mr. Pibb. I was in misery a little bit, y'all. It was so funny.
I don't know. I like Mr. Pibb. And but if you take Mr. Pibb and pour it over vanilla ice cream and mix it up and then put some Cool Whip on top of it and a cherry.
Yes.
That's sinful sweet there.
Todd said Diet Pepsi and Jim Beam or Fireball is my favorite.
Yeah.
I got some Jim Beam. And I don't drink anymore. I mean, occasional beer or something like that.
Yeah.
But Teresa's got some things that she makes tinctures with and things like that. I'm not really going to say what it is on air, but you know, back home, back in the day, I drank Everclear.
Yeah.
And,
that's what you make tinctures with. Yeah.
So my go-to is the banana pudding moonshine.
Oh, now I gotta say,
or key lime pie.
Oh yeah, the key lime pie, that's good too. And the blue, what's the blue?
Is
it blueberry or I don't know. I've had the blue
remember.
Too. Yeah, most people like the key lime pie or the banana. Yeah, banana. Yeah.
It's blue. You said it's blue.
Yeah.
Well, that would be Smurf moonshine.
Well, true, but I think it's supposed to taste like blueberries or I can't remember. Or maybe something beachy. Smurf berries. There, we're gonna call it Smurf berries. But yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make a joke for you. And last year when I was at an event, a friend of ours gave us some homemade moonshine. And New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, I can't remember which one it was, we did a toast on one of the shows. We got together as a group. And I swear to you, I took a little bitty sip, like in a medicine, and like little. And I swear that stuff was so strong. I was like, oh, and I'm a big drinker, you guys. I will stand if we go to an event. I had one of those things they made for us. What was it, last year or the year before? Something, I don't remember, one of the drinks that they named for those spooky people. But yeah, I don't drink a lot. And that thing, that was rough. It was rough.
Yeah. That was at what's the dude on Ozark? I forget some of those.
But yeah, they made them for us. Yeah, and it was honestly, it was the first taste was good, and then it was like, oh, okay. So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but I had to try something.
Yeah, that was a cool place, and you know, I wish they had that place in Enterprise because that was the best. I mean, those people that they're just super nice.
Yes,
and,
they were.
You know, we still go and support them as much as we can.
Good.
You know, and you know, Teresa and I's bar days are over by any means and stuff. But you know, we like going over there sitting, and Teresa drinks a non-alcoholic. They actually made a drink for us called a Web Paranormal.
Really? That's cool.
And yeah, and Teresa gets it when she goes over, like when we go do an event in Ozark. And we go in and I say, okay, I drink Yuengling beer whenever I do drink. And but I said, but my wife won't say Web Paranormal. And usually if it's a guy standing there, he'll go, And then the lady steps up. She says, "I know exactly what that is," and she goes through and makes it. And of course, it doesn't have any alcohol in it and stuff like that. But so that's the type of place that we like dealing with and promoting and stuff. That kind of put things out there, for their customers to kind of feel at home, if you will. So, and that's what we do with our con. We try to put things out there that we make our attendees, our guests, everybody involved. We try to make them as comfortable as possible. When they're comfortable, they have a good time, and they come in and have a good experience. And when they leave, that's what we want. When they leave, we want them to say, "I had a fantastic time." Whether they spend a penny or not, it doesn't matter to us. They had a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes the whole thing worth it for me.
And it's always great. It really is, you guys. I know we go to different stuff, and everything has, but down there it's I don't know. And I always say family reunion, and I know everybody's that's all you say, but no, it really is, you guys. You don't get it. You walk in there, and I don't care if you've never met us before. You can come up to any of us and talk to us, and we're going to treat you like we've known you for years.
Yep, absolutely.
And good energy, good, comfortable, just good people, and we have fun. We always have fun. That's the costumes. I mean, we're grown people. We do costumes, and we love it. And it's because you know what? Everybody's like, yeah. And you had the nerve to go and get dressed up, type of thing. So yeah, it's fun. What you gonna be saying?
I'm gonna be dressed as a director.
A director.
Michael said he said he's gonna wear a kilt.
I'm gonna be myself and be a woolly booger.
Woolly booger. Okay. He's gonna wear a kilt though, so like a Scottish woolly booger.
I need to get me one.
I love Scotland. I want to go so bad one day. I really do. I do. I want to. I'm obsessed with it. It's one of those things. That's on my bucket list. I really want to go to Scotland one day.
Yeah, fine.
You'll have to get with Teresa and let her tell you of a Scottish story that she has. And she's done so much ancestry work and stuff like that. So, but you'll have to get with her and ask her about her Scottish story. And,
I will.
And you'll be surprised. I think you will. But absolutely. But yeah, this year our guests kind of ranged out, from Robert Mukes, Keith Age, of course, Ken Gerhard.
Yep.
The crypto stuff, and which I'm really glad. And I'm a little fidgety because I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable chair, and my neck.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not you. It's the chair I have. But so, and Ken, he's a really good guy. You guys met him last year, I think.
Yeah, and we actually met him. He was at something else we were at, and he's been on the podcast, or probably 2 or 3 of them, at least. But yeah, he's a cool guy, and I met him in person. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Ken's a good guy, and of course, James Stokes. He's going to be there. He's been on a few of our podcasts and stuff. He's been on ours and stuff, and I know he's kind of a regular on you guys, I think.
Yeah, we're really good friends. I love his wife also, and she's not going to get to come. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
But life happens, and I will get to see her this year, but just not in Alabama. And I was like, well, shoot. But at least James is coming, and he's always great, guys. He is always great, and he's going to fully dress out and take pictures.
We need to get him on the podcast in full character.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. That's a bit much.
At least for a few minutes.
He's coming on. And, but now next week we have one of our guests. It's going to be our guest on the podcast, Mary Hampton, and she's coming in. And I think we had Martha Decker, and she's a super lady. In fact, I was just talking to her yesterday, and but Mary, she is. I wish I could have managed to meet her husband. He was the bugle guy on F Troop, and
Okay.
yeah, and he also played the dad in Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox. And,
Oh wow.
Yeah, and she plays. Well, she was on a soap opera in 911. Harold and Kumar.
Uh-huh.
Okay, she was the mom on that.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, so she has a big, huge list. Of course, she's still making stuff, and she was on one of those. Now, y'all, you had to forgive me. I don't watch TV. I read about TV.
Right.
I am either working on podcasting or the con or something of that nature, or dealing with my farm. And
yeah,
I live and breathe doing videos and graphic art and things like that. It is just sometimes, and my wife, she'll say, you need to shut down for a little while. And I'm like, well, when things get done, I'll shut down. And sometimes, I'll go to sleep thinking about a podcast or what I can do to make things better and things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to watch TV. I might watch a few reels on TikTok or something like that. And then I also do woodworking. I build things.
That's right, you do.
And so I'm working on a big project also with that. And so, yeah, I don't have time to watch TV. And so I kind of get lost in some of this stuff. And somebody told me.
Do you remember which soap opera? Who knows what soap opera? Listen to me, I can't even talk. What soap opera she's in? Because I'm racking my brain here, and I didn't want to be rude and look it up on my phone. Do you know what soap opera it was? Does anybody know what soap opera it was? I'm just curious.
Teresa, are you still there?
Lee, do you know what soap opera she was on?
I think it was The Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives or something like that. Well, probably, yeah. I mean, I used to watch it with my grandmother, so yeah.
But we have a trivia out on Facebook with that thing that's asking that. And
yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Well, I don't want to give it away either. Then I'll look it up when I get off of here.
I was trying to find it.
Well, I don't want to be rude and get on the phone. You know how that goes. So I'm trying to stay away from it because it's buzzing.
We want people to win. Yeah, we want to give these tickets away. We got a whole bunch that we designated giveaway.
Yep.
And because we want people to come in and enjoy. We're not about the money or anything like that. I mean, we do need to pay for the event, but we're not about the money. And we want people to come in and have a good time. And you guys to have a good time and get to interact with people and our vendors, that's a very, very important part of things. And so, we want people to come in and have a good time.
Want them to come back next year.
Exactly.
Yeah, the more people that show up, the better everything is,
Yep.
And it's not all about the mighty dollar.
And it's a little different neighborhood this year. It's an Enterprise, and maybe you'll get some of the military folks and maybe some of the school folks. I can't remember which schools
you
are
got
there.
167. You got two colleges there.
Yes.
In the middle of we got Enterprise Junior College, and then you got Troy University at the other end of the road. And we're right on that 167 main fairway there. And then one road over, I think, is 27, which goes into Port Rucker. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yeah, I think so.
And so it's right there at Port Rucker. And, we want all our military folks to come, because, my heart's there too. And so that's just something. And to me, if I see some military and first responders and things like that, I right then know that I've done something good.
There you go.
And if I can talk to some of those guys and gals and stuff, it just does my heart good, and I just have a good time. And sometimes I get carried away with some of that stuff, And
I do too.
Teresa, didn't you see this? No, I was talking to somebody.
But I tell you what, I'm going to tell you what, if you were military, if you are a firefighter, if you're a law enforcement, if you're any of that, if you were a paramedic or an EMT or something, come find me and stand while you're there and tell us, hey, and tell us what you did. And
exactly.
We love it. We love to hear it because you know what? Those are the good old days, as bad as they used to be sometimes.
That's right.
I still miss it. And I know Stan does. And yeah, it's hard, guys. Yeah, it is.
You know, sometimes I'll be out and I'll hear sirens and I'll look up and there goes that big, beautiful fire truck. And I'm like,
and that little blip.
Yeah. My adrenaline starts running again. And,
yeah. That little boost, man. I'm telling you. And I'll hear it and I'll be like, all right. And, you know, I've come up on, unfortunately, I've come up on accidents and certain things in the years since I've had to retire. And if I'm alone, I will stop and help. If I am not alone, whoever's with me, I'll make sure, somebody's coming. But if I'm alone, I will get out and help. I don't, if something goes down, I definitely don't want it to be with somebody I'm riding with or like it's in my car. But, you never know. Even with a car accident, many things can happen. But, to this day, if anything happens on my road, my neighbors will call me and I'll hear the ambulance and the stuff because our volunteer fire department where I live, they come out because the ambulance takes a little bit to get here. For where they're stationed, but I still listen and some of the neighbors will call me or, like my parents live down the road and unfortunately they're at that age where sometimes it's for them. And,
sure.
So I'm listening. Yeah. But I hear it and I wake up and I don't sleep well anyway from all the years of working 24-hour shifts. So yeah, that's a thing.
I thought about buying a fire truck and there's some that's around, that I'm like, wait a minute, I've got a little place here and I could have a fire truck in the neighborhood and, something happens, I got some protection there, but
even just your farm. I mean, yeah, honestly, not a bad idea.
I could have picked up one for about $12,000 not too long ago and I started to and I'm like, no, I better not.
Well,
one day.
Last year when I was on the road, I went to a location and in front of the location, they had an old fire truck, an old ambulance. And when I say an old ambulance, I mean like, the long hearse looking ones when they just turned into the ambulances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't remember. I want to say 70s, but I may be wrong about that. But then they had the real old fire truck. Well, they had two of them. And then they had what I call a rescue truck. That's what we used to call it. But it's like, anyway, they had one of those and the guy goes, because somebody I was with told him what I used to do. And he says, no way. And I'm like, yeah. He said, you need to go and take that ambulance and that fire truck and drive it around. And I said, wait a minute. They run? He's like, yes. So, wow. Yeah. So I got in there and it cranked up. It took a second because, it doesn't run every day. And he checked the gas for me and everything. And I took a piece of equipment and, of course, I had a recorder in there. And it's loud, but I have not been able to go and do all my evidence. But I'm hoping that something comes of that because I drove both of them around the block. And that was interesting. Cool. Mm-hmm. But I was so shocked that they both ran. That was amazing to me.
One of the most favorite fire trucks that I had ever driven, it was on a unit that I was on. It was a 56 Mac. Cab over, and then we had one that was a convertible.
Really,
both of them were just phenomenal. And the convertible, we called it open top. You had the double clutch, and it carried 1,000 gallons, and it was American LaFrance pump, and so those things like that. I mean, I wish I had one of those. It would sit there and pump forever.
Yeah.
And I mean,
they were made to last back then, guys.
You could run that thing hot enough that when you poured water on the outlet, it would steam, but it was still just steady pumping. And that's pretty cool. And
that is
the cab over. It took a little bit to learn how to drive a cab over that has a 1,250 gallon pump on the back, and because a lot of times you get there before your wheels do.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to turn.
I tell you what, I've been on the driver's seat where you thought, it's going, and it doesn't, or it does, and you like, oh no, yeah, that's a feeling right there. I'm telling you.
Have you ever been to New York and seen the trans trucks? You had somebody in the back that actually
yes
had to steer it.
Yeah, we had one of those, and that was one of my things as an engineer. I had to serve 2 days on that end of the truck.
Oh wow!
And it has double pumps on the front, pumps on the back.
Yeah.
And the truck's so long, you couldn't literally drive it down the street and make that wide turn. So that's why they were doing all that. And this truck, that section, that end of it, not only had a steering wheel, but it had levers.
Yes.
And it was, and they were brakes, and you could brake this side, and it would just like turn around all the way around, and like, whoa, it's crazy. So that was fun.
Yeah.
But that truck could push a stream of water. Oh, I don't know, 10 stories.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah. So, and have a whole bunch of pressure with it, and you can crank it up. And so that's the type of things that I loved whenever I was.
I do too. And I'm going to tell you something. Some of I know that it used to be, oh man, it would be hot and you would be out in your turnout gear and you would be training, or, I used to teach confined space rescue, and I would have these guys that were 6 something. Here's me, 5'4", and I'm teaching, and they're whining, and I'm going, and I'm in there, and my air pack still has like a lot left, and they come out and they're sucking it, and they're just like, dying.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at them going, are you done? And they're like, yeah, I'm done. And I don't know. Those were the fun days, guys. And learning to drive the new equipment or stuff like that. I've never got to drive one of those, but I did get to ride in one when we did our cross thing.
Yeah.
And that was interesting because I was paying attention because I was like, this is going to be interesting. And it was a building. I think it may be 5 flights. I don't think it was real tall, but I do remember that. And that was interesting because that would have been fun to learn to drive. Complicated.
That gives you vertigo.
Yeah.
It really does. And, it doesn't look right. You're not in position with the front of the truck, and you're like, wait a minute, and, and you're going around vehicles, and you're having to, you got to be in perfect sync with the driver, and like, yeah, wipe out about 7 layers of cars over here. And so,
let's not do that.
No, that's not a cool thing. Now we've busted windows out and thrown hoses through there and stuff like that because they were parked at the hydrant and stuff. I took one of our engines and took the axle strap, hooked to it, and hooked to a vehicle and pulled it away from the hydrant so we could get to it because it was like parked right up against it, and we couldn't get it through the window either. And
people don't realize, and I had one guy, this is a true story, when I was cross training in like a city. Now I lived in a small-ish type, but I went and I trained. And there was this one guy, he had his keys and he went blip, blip, and he locked it and would not let us. And I was like, I looked at that guy and that guy goes, watch this. And I was like, really? Can we do it? And he's like, yes. And he's like, yes. Because the police were standing there and they were like, dude, you need to, and he was like, watch this. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, come on. And I was like, man, I tell you, I might have to live here. But we got to do some interesting stuff like that. And it was, people don't understand you don't don't do it. And when I'll tell you a funny story, don't ever slam on brakes when you have an emergency vehicle behind you, because guess what's going to happen?
Oh yeah. You're going to get eat up.
You're going to get eat up and you're going to mess us up. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And I had that happen to us one time, and that was not fun. And I'll say, I don't understand. It's in the driver's training, guys. Yeah, don't slam in brakes in front, because we can't stop easily, especially if you got a fire truck full of water. It does not. It's like a train. It takes a little bit to stop. Even an ambulance does.
Right. Back in those days, they didn't have a lot of baffles in those tanks, and that water's sloshing back and forth anyway. And and you're making these turns and stuff going through the city streets, and somebody hits the brakes, and then all of a sudden oh crap. So you start looking for ways around, and
Yes.
that's whenever you turn every siren on you got, and do not touch the brake, and try to find avenues around. And I've only nicked one car that way, and I made sure that it wasn't a civilian's car. It was the city manager's car, and
well, stuff happens, man.
he called me into the office and he says, "Wait a minute." He says, "Don't get. I'm not blaming you." He says, "I just want you to know that was some of the best driving of a fire truck I've ever seen in my life."
That's great.
I'm like, well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do in situations. And
you did.
I had a great teacher.
Yeah, and, that's the thing. Back in the day, I remember, and I'm gonna say this, and some people will be like, when I went into it, I was one of like 3 women.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to not just go in and do the job, but I had to go in and prove to the guys, the good old boys, as they used to call them, that I could do what I wanted. And what I needed to do, I could do the job. I went to school just like they did and everything. And once I proved myself, it was good. I was like their little sister.
Right.
But at first they gave me crap, guys. Of course, any new person they gave me crap, and it was like, oh my goodness. I was like, look, you guys understand, I will not lose. I won't give in. So, do what you need to do. But
we had 2 females, and one of those females is the one that pulled me out of the fire. Okay. And she wasn't a big person, but she wasn't real small either. Well, when we would train, we'd pull hose units off the truck, and you throw them over to your firefighter, the people that's going upstairs with you, because you take them up, you hook them up, and that type of thing.
Yep.
And I reached over and grabbed a unit off 1.5-inch line and just turned around and threw it to this lady firefighter. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm about to hit her in the head. And she turned around and caught that thing like it was nothing. Throw that loop up on her shoulder, and here she goes. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a firefighter.
Right.
And,
I froze for a minute. Yeah. And
some of the brothers, my brothers behind me, they're standing there with their mouth open. I said, what are y'all doing? You don't let her out, do you? But she actually trained and got in there and done what she needed to do. She transferred to another unit, and that was her career, and that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And she was just one of us.
That's the way I ended up. I was just one of them, and they would be like, I tell the story of we were like I said, we were separate, but I did do both. And we had a city. If you worked in the city, you could either sleep at the courthouse, which had a place for back then, and then you had the city fire department, and we would go in on the ambulance and sleep there. And you guys, you've never heard anything until you've heard about 20 guys snoring and you trying to sleep.
Yeah.
So Gwen would take her pillow and her blanket, and she would go down to the ambulance and sleep on the bench. Because I could not sleep in the room with all the guys, because I was like, this is no.
Yeah. We had a loft section that was all the way across the fire department. And I think there was 16 stations all over the city, and there was probably 35 firefighters per station, counting battalion chief and things like that. But we had a roll pole at each end, and whatever area you were sleeping in, and they were not comfortable beds. They were a bunk, basically, just a fold-up type bunk, and you get people that's making all kinds of noises, not just snoring.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that, but yes.
the grinding teeth, some of them having dreams.
Yep.
And some of them, there was one guy that was, he was kind of a younger guy. He slept probably 10 feet away from me over there, and every night or day, whenever it was we were on shift, he would, in the middle of his sleep, he would slap like that 2 or 3 times, and then he'd go right back. He wouldn't do it anymore. And I asked him the next day, I said, what are you doing in your sleep, man? I said, because every time you do that, I'm thinking something's going on, and I'm jumping up out of bed, getting ready to put my pants, my trousers on, and get ready for it. He says, the only thing I can think of is that I dream about flies, and I dream about bees, and I dream about flying things, and I think maybe I'm slapping them or something. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Whatever you're eating before you go to bed, you need don't eat that,
Yeah.
It's just weird. And so, yeah, I mean, I get it. Those guys, it's not you have to get adjusted.
You do. And I remember, but I didn't work. We rotated. We would work like a certain amount of shifts at one and then the other one. And some of them would be like in the woods. I worked at a one-man station, which was like a rescue truck, and it was way down at the border of the other county, and it was way down there. But they needed a rescue truck, and I remember when I was down there that we had the craziest calls in the woods down there. It was crazy, just absolutely. People would knock on the door, and that would freak me out because I wasn't expecting somebody to knock on the door. And here I am by myself. I wasn't really scared. It would just be like all of a sudden you're if you actually got to sleep by hearing the other stuff, all of a sudden, here we go. And I'd be like, and I would be like, can I help you? And they'd be like, yeah, my mom's having a heart attack or something. I'm like, I'm coming. So, but we had crazy stuff happen down in the woods. Hunters in trees in the middle of the night and stuff. And I'm like, what were you guys thinking? What was happening here? So, yeah.
Well, where I'm from, there's a place called the Green Swamp. Okay. Well, we were backing up another company, a fire company, and their trucks couldn't make it. They were out on another call. It was a small company, so they sent one of the trucks. It was a lady said that there was something outside of her house, and so the police responded over there, and then they called us. Well, we get over there, and then the police they're telling us it's a cat in a tree. Okay, so here we go. It's a cat in a tree. I'm not trying to put the ladder up there, but we get there. It's sure enough a cat. It's a dadgum bobcat.
Bobcat.
A bobcat. I walk up to that officer, and I'm like, and battalion chief just pulled up, and he was walking over towards us, and the officer looked at me. He says, so y'all gonna get it down? And I said, you got a gun, ain't you? And he says, yeah, but that belongs to that lady. I said, that's a bobcat, dude. That is not a house cat.
Right.
And he's like, really? I had never seen a bobcat. I said, well, look at the size of that thing. I mean, it's sitting up there hissing at you and stuff. You can go up there and get it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you go right ahead.
Well, the lady comes out and she says, wait a minute. That's not my cat. Well, ma'am, we want to get your cat down. Anyway, not a bobcat.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah, there's some crazy stories. I got so many crazy stories about calls I went on for stuff like that. And in the middle of a hurricane, a lady calls, says her house is on fire. Well, here we go. Big old house. The address shows up as a huge, like four-story house and stuff. And we go flying up there, and it's storming, it's raining, the wind's blowing, and I kind of peep out the window, and I don't see any smoke. There's no fire or anything like that. And the lady standing out on the lawn, soaked, holding on to her light pole post, had a little outside light, because the wind was going to blow her away, and she was hollering, ain't y'all going to put the fire out? And I got out of the truck, and I walked up there, and I said, ma'am, there's no fire. She said, yeah, do you see it through the window right there? And I looked through the window, and I'm like, oh, damn, and I go walking up there, and the closer I get, I was so disgusted when I walked up to that window, because she had a mirror slid behind the hot water heater, and it was a gas hot water heater, and the pilot light was reflecting up into that mirror, and that's all she seen was that fire. And we're out there in the middle of a hurricane, and I mean the wind blowing about 90 miles an hour or some crazy crap. And I told that lady, I said, "Come inside." And she says, "Is it safe?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I showed her. I said, "Man, look." And I pulled the mirror out. She says, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." I'm like, well, at least your house wasn't on fire.
All right.
Exactly. Did you see what Charles said? Charles says, this is what, like watching the TV show Emergency. Charles, I still watch Emergency.
Yeah.
Okay, I will be real. And it's like background noise, but I still watch it. Okay.
My son likes to watch that show.
Yeah, I know the sound. Darn it. Yep.
Randolph Mantooth. Yeah.
Yep. I had it for a ringtone at one time. And it drove everybody insane, so I quit. But yeah, I still watch it. I watched the 911, the show 911, and 911 like Nashville. Oh, James Stokes is coming. He was in 911 Nashville.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then there's there's Nashville. There's
Austin.
And then there's something else too that is kind of with it. But anyway, I love those. Yeah, you watch it every day. I try to. I put it when I have to have background noise. I can't have it super quiet, and I have to. But I do. I still watch it.
And they come up with some funny ones on that show too.
Yeah, they do. They do. The one James, you have to go and watch James Stokes do it, because I knew he was going to be on it, and I kept like, "When's it coming? When's it coming?" And then I missed it, and I had to go back and watch it. I didn't get to see it like when it premiered, I guess. And I was like, he did good. He actually did good. But I recognized him at first, and I was like, I know that person. And
well, he is an EMT, isn't he? Isn't he?
Yeah, and I was going to tell you, me and him connected. He was coming to the Paracon, and we contacted him and got him to come on one of the podcasts. Can't remember which one, but I saw his uniform, and I was like, and I had to ask. I was like, dude, is this one of your roles? And he was like, yes, but I was, and I was like, really? And that thing, you got to talk. And so he's like, yeah, he walked up to me when we got to Deep South. We were setting up, and you know how we run in and get stuck, put it out, going back and forth to the trailer. And you guys had that music, which was great because it gave you a little energy and all that. That was cool. He walked up in this big band with these, and y'all, his arms are huge.
Yeah.
Okay? And he just, and I was like, because what is this? And he just hugged me, and he was like, I'm so glad to be here and all. That's how it is at Deep South. That's how you meet people.
Yeah.
It happens. And but he used to be, I can't remember how long he was. He was a medic for, I don't remember how long. And he's told me this story before, and I can't remember. But yes, so he's one of our folks. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that picture, he likes that picture, and a lot of people like to use, but it's a good picture of him. So, Night Watch. Yeah, I've seen Night Watch. There's a lot of them actually. There's even some comedy ones more recently that it's not my thing, but I will watch a couple of them just because I want to see what's up. Stan's getting texts like I am. He's a busy man.
There's some crazy stuff going on there.
Uh-oh.
I'm also getting the messages on my computer as well, and I'm like, okay. All right.
Well, I've got mine set. Yeah, I've got like 30 messages on my Facebook because I can see at the top, and I'm like, it'll wait. Everybody knows where I'm at. So yeah.
I seen Teresa's come across, and I was like, wait a minute.
I might want to look at Teresa's.
And yeah. Anyway, but I mean, y'all, it's almost 8:00. So
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
So it is. I've got another show that's going to kick off at 8:30. A Walk Through Shadows.
Oh yeah.
So I hadn't seen the answer to the trivia question, so again, anybody can tell us what a 10, 2, and a 4 is. Y'all leave it in the comments. Send to the Web Radio Network Messenger. Let Gwen know over at All Access. And we will get you hooked up with some tickets to the con. And but Gwen, I appreciate you we both appreciate you coming. And this
Oh
is
man,
gonna
I
be
was
fun.
excited. I appreciate. You know, it's weird because I keep grabbing my mouse. For you guys that don't know, I produce All Access, and I'm the one running the show. And I'm constantly, and I'm like, nope, this ain't mine. This ain't mine. It's funny. It's it's nice to be in the other seat. And I got to come on Ben's show last week. That was cool. He's a big teddy bear, and you guys, thank you so much. And we hope to have you on our show again, or at least one of them, or two of them, or I don't know, a lot of them.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
Before the Paracon, and so just be looking for your invites because I'm gonna get some folks to definitely do that because we like to do that last minute push. I don't know why we do that, but we do.
Oh, it works. Yeah, absolutely.
It's coming quick.
I gotta say something real quick though.
Yeah, do it.
Blaine answered the question. He sent a message.
Oh.
He sent the answer, but Blaine's getting in free already. So
Blaine, you're a person. You're a guest.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, for anybody else.
He knew the answer. That's fine. Somebody will. I haven't seen it in here, but I keep grabbing my mouse again. I'm crazy. I tell you. But yeah, thank you guys for inviting me. It's been fun, and like I said, I try to watch your shows or go back and watch them, and we share everything with you guys, and I know you share for us, and we appreciate it. We just appreciate it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we got just over a month.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, it is just over a month then.
Yes.
Yeah. Month and a week.
Yeah, a month and a week. And
that's gonna fly.
Yes, it is. It has already started downhill, y'all. Trust me.
Ooh,
yeah, it went from 50 miles an hour. Now it's doing 120, and things are really coming together, and the loose ends are starting to come together, and now I got to tie them up. And,
well, tie them things up and burn them at the ends with a cigarette lighter. You get them things right. I know you will. It always goes great. I know it's a headache, and there's always something going on, but I know it's going to be good. And you guys, again, really thank you for letting me come on. It's been fun. Got to sit back and talk to you guys, and it went a lot quicker. I had no idea we'd been on this long, to be real with you.
Well,
I have another show that's going. Yeah, I have another show that's going on the network that I co-host on, and I told them, I said, I'll get there when I get there, and they're like, okay. So they're probably going, where's Gwen? Gwen doesn't miss anything, and I'm like, but tonight it's different. So.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, and I know Michael does, but we're going to have you on again.
Okay.
And we're gonna go down a little bit different avenue and do some different stuff.
That'll work.
So, all right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching Smoke, and thanks for all the comments in the chat. And y'all are beautiful people, and we appreciate you very much. And we want to invite everybody to come out to Deep South Fair Comic Con, August 8th and 9th. At the Enterprise Civic Center, and I'm going to ask Michael a question real quick. Michael, what does the date 8th and 9th of August signify?
Those are the days that the Manson murders took place.
So it kind of worked out weird. But anyway,
right.
We're not going to have any murdering at the con.
No,
we want you guys to come out and talk to Blaine because he knows all about that.
Yes.
He's been to that place and investigated. So you guys come out, talk to Blaine Rohan, and just go on our website, deepsouthfaircomiccon.com, and you can see all the information. We just got a radio sponsor. It's 101.1 Retro out of Enterprise. Y'all go tune in. Go online and listen to their stuff. If you like 80s music, 90s music, get on it because and it should be soon. You can go to our website and click on the hold on but anyway, click on the link on the website, the big thing that says 101 Retro, and it'll go right to their website so you can listen to the music too. I was listening to it earlier today, and we were over at Mural City Coffee Company doing some interviewing. We got a new member to our paranormal team, a new production guy, and and Michael, I'll tell you about that here in a little while. But we want to thank everybody for listening in.
Yes.
And y'all come to All Access TV and y'all tune into her shows. They got some great things going on. Got some great things coming.
Yes.
And same way with the Web Radio Network. These are two networks that y'all can guarantee that y'all can tune into and find something that you're going to like.
You got it. And we support each other. I want to add that. You know, some people squabble, but no, we do not. We support each other, and you know, we need to collab on some stuff, and I think that would be interesting. That's why I said look for it during Deep South. We're going to try to broadcast at the same time, and I think that'll be fun. I really do. I really want to do that. I wanted to do it last year, but we just got so busy, and then it was gone. So
we're going to do it.
So. Yeah, we're gonna try to do that our best. And I have a Starlink now. I travel with, so that might help out in case we don't. Because last year we were having trouble when we were walking around trying to get good signal.
One thing about this place, it has fantastic Wi-Fi.
Yes, and, good.
I tested it out, and so I don't know if it's as good as mine here at home. I just upgraded, so my computer said, "Whoa." You know
what's happening?
But anyway, everything's better. So, but anyway, y'all look for us at DeepSouthFairComicCon.com. Y'all look up Gwen, look up Michael, look up me. We're all over that. What is that? Book of Faces and Instagram and all that stuff. TikTok and Web Paranormal Group.
And the TikTok, as I call it, and all that.
Yeah, so y'all go check out Web Paranormal Group, and we got some stuff coming up on that, and some production stuff coming up. So everything's coming up really good. So we're going to be highlighting all that stuff at the con too. So, all right, well, you guys, thank y'all, and we're going to roll out, and I hope everybody has a blessed night, and y'all come back and see us. And Gwen, I'll talk to you soon.
See you in a month.
Okay, you too. Yes, I will be there.
If
have a
not
good night,
before.
guys.
Have a good evening.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
All right, you too.
Yeah! Thanks for burning it down with us. Find us on all the platforms and keep the fire going. This has been